Hey everyone, it's Gunther back again in part 2 of our video series for goal setting. Now, in the last video, I talked through a process or a tool called the Values Card Sort. I hope you've completed that and whittled it down to your 3 core values. Remember, no more than 5, ideally 3. And those are going to set the basis for everything we're going to do going forward. Now, in the second part, we're going to be getting into some more of the detail. And we're going to be doing this using an exercise called 7 Life Stories. And what this exercise is going to have us do is look back over our life and identify 7 key events or 7 key outcomes that we were most proud of, or the sorts of things that we'd like to repeat. The value in doing this is, 1, it helps us understand what sort of goals we'd set out for ourselves in the past and achieved. It helps us understand what the sorts of skills and abilities we were that we lent on to achieve those goals. And most importantly, it helps us think about, having achieved that goal, is it the sort of thing that I'd like to do again? And this then gives us that sort of forward view of setting the goal as we go forward. So for this one, what I'd like you to do is have a pen and paper ready. You can do it online as well if you want to use a document or anything that you use to take notes online. But what I want you to do is write it down. It needs to be in writing or typing. It needs to be explicit, not just in your head. So that's very important. So make sure you've got that ready to go. Now, what I'd like you to do then is identify 7 stories or life events that resonate most with you. And the way to do this is to think about something that was significant. Now, it doesn't need to be career related. It doesn't need to be personal. It should cover all of those aspects. So think about career, your relationships, community, or parenting, anything that resonates with you. So what you need to do is, once you've identified these events or these stories, you need to write out the goal, what the thing was you wanted to achieve. Let's say, for example, it was throwing a birthday party for one of your friends, a surprise party. What was that goal? Note that goal down. Next, I'd like you to note what the sort of obstacles were, or the hurdles or the challenges that you were faced with, the constraints you had to work within. And again, the surprise party could be keeping everything under wraps. How do you communicate with everyone without letting your friend know about the surprise party? So then, how did you overcome those? Write those down step by step. Write down what it is you did to achieve this goal, almost like a mini project plan, if you will. And then write down a description of the outcome or the result. Now, this is very valuable because, as you can see, it talks about the goal that you had set at that stage, some of the challenges you faced, because no doubt setting your goals in future, you will be facing those sorts of challenges again, or new challenges, things you might not have come across. But looking back, this also demonstrates that you drew on a set of skills that you had to overcome those challenges. Now, like I said before, these stories can be and should relate to all aspects of your life. As I said, career, relationships, community, whatever that thing is that resonated with you, that you thought, aha, this was really awesome, I've done this thing really well, and I wouldn't mind repeating something like that again in future. So if you're finding difficulty coming up with some of the stories, what I'd recommend is looking back and think about things that were perhaps different, inconsistent with the rest of your life. So for example, throwing that surprise party once off, or I don't know, having your first child because you only have a first child once. That's not something you're able to repeat. Think about something that revealed your skills in a public way. So dealing with a tragedy, for instance, dealing with a challenge. Perhaps you were having to do a public talk and that wasn't your thing, getting up on stage. It was something that was demonstrated in public. What were those skills? Think about something that might be outside of your realm of expertise or your normal job. And this could be organizing a community event, which is way different from something that you do in the office. It could also be something that's significant because you remember that outcome. It was such a significant achievement. It always resonates with you. Think about an event that that got you to do something you couldn't previously do, or something that your friends or peers couldn't do, something that you shouldn't have been able to do, or someone told you you can't do this, but you went ahead and did it, you achieved and you made it successful. Think about something that only authorized or trained experts might be able to do. I don't want to say rewiring your house or replumbing your house, because that might be pretty dangerous, but it could be building on, a part of your house and you didn't think you had the skills to do it, perhaps laying tiles, laying a new floor. Something that you didn't have the skills or the education to do at the outset, and you had to pick those up. And then, like I say, think about that thing. Would you like to do it again? Would you do it in a similar way or a similar setting or slightly differently? Would you be wanting to achieve that goal with similar or different people? Would you like to be doing it for free, for example, community volunteering, or perhaps for a charge? So could this be something that could become your career? So really, start thinking about all of these things, and it's in looking backwards that we really do begin to look forward. So this is a very valuable exercise. So remember, it's the 7 life stories. Just in summary, then, make sure you put pen to paper, or you put keyboard to computer, or whatever you want to call it. Think about those 7 events. Think about the goal that you set out to achieve for each one, what the obstacles and hurdles were, what your strengths and skills were that you drew upon, and what was the outcome. So if you get stuck, please give me a shout. And also, if you want to chat through anything, let me know. I'd love to hear about your successes and your previous outcomes. See you in the next video.